what we got here is a new project truck. It's also my truck. It's got this thing in it. It's not great, but I guess it'll work. But it's also got that thing. That's a stick shift. So that's the only reason I bought it. It's got some rust. I need to put a new cross member in. Really, really bad. This one's even better. That's a speed hole. That's for aerodynamics and fuel mileage. I guess it gets a really good fuel mileage now because it's really light. This is for the flatbed that was on it. That was the old mount. So I gotta cut that out down here somewhere. Look at them welds, dude. I mean, that's just mint. Both sides. This one's a little more boogery. Looks good. So I'm gonna cut this off. Probably cut it down and put it in the frame rail, and that'll be my new cross member because I'm too cheap to go buy a new one. Need some shocks. I mean, it does alright. It's a truck. It's got the bags, so we could always put a leveling kit on it and not have it squat. The interior is really clean for 100,000 miles. I mean, this would be all worn out. I mean, 200,000. This would be, I mean, the seat's not even tore. Can't get much better than that. Steering wheel's not worn on. Looks dang near brand new. Alright, we're back. It's pretty clean. It's got 202 on it. 202 and some change. So it's basically 203. When you turn it on, where to put my keys? When you turn it on, all the lights stay on. The fuel light is always on. The battery light is always on. You can't tell from here, but so yep. Turn this off. But it's a stick. It's got the 5-speed. It's a 2000 F250, and yeah, it'll do. It'll be a good project truck. So let's fire it up.
How?
It's got glass packs, so it's decently loud. So, yeah, it'll do. It's a little rusty, but it's got glass packs, so it makes up for it. I'm gonna figure out some way to make it dual exhaust. Sounds pretty mean at the minute. This is a problem because I can see light. I can stick my finger through it, actually. So, that's good. We're just gonna pretend we didn't see that. All the brakes work perfectly. Speed hole. Really, the cab isn't even that rusty. I mean, if you think about it, it's weight reduction, so it's fine. The frame's solid. It's just the cab isn't. So, this side, frame solid, whole way back through, but the cab, not so much. It's spray foam is the best cab corner money can buy, by the way. It's rusty on the cab. Cab corner, that's custom. Needs a new door, so I need to put a new door on it. Probably gonna pull these fender flares off, maybe not. Pulled the sticker off over here. I need to wipe that down. But it's not a terrible looking truck. My plan is to lift it. I'm gonna put a 2.5-inch leveling kit in the front, and I'm gonna try to shove 37s in there somehow. I'm gonna get the wheels off of an 0560 or something, and put 37 12.5s on it. I think it'll clear. People say they hit the leaf springs back here, which I believe. They also say it hits the fender, so I'm just gonna cut it back here so that it'll be able to turn, and then cut the fender up here somewhere like this. I mean the bumper. It's a work truck. It'll do. Alright, so I've had it sitting here for about a week, and I've been doing little stupid stuff. I took the running boards off so it would save on the cab a little bit, because, well, quite frankly, it looks good from here. You open the door, and this looks good, but this is the outer, and it's hollow. You go under, and it's actually pretty mint, you see. Well, that door's gone, that rear door, but underneath here, it's seeing its better days. Let's just say that. So I ended up cutting this part of the running board out. Right. Come on, camera, focus. All of this I had to cut out with a grinder. And then the rest of it's just like falling apart the whole way down. Underneath is clean other than the cab. The cab's the worst part under the cab. I'm under, like, by the frame. Sorry, my brain wasn't thinking. Spray foam cab corner, you know, because weight reduction or something like that. I just figured out I have a Bluetooth tank strap. This rear tank strap, wherever it sits, right here, is broken right here, and then it's just sitting on the skid plate, protecting the fuel tank, because this isn't doing anything. So the tank strap isn't doing the tank strap thing. So I'm gonna need to get one of those, because the tank's like leaning this way. I guess the fuel pump's kind of in the middle, but it's probably not getting all the fuel it could be. So I'm gonna fix that. Getting a new cross member, you know, because holes. I don't need to get a new one of those because I don't care. I'm just gonna take this piece of steel C-channel and put it in the frame, and that'll be my new cross member, because this is overrated anyway. Oh, I jacked it up because I wanted to see if it had a locking rear differential or not. I thought it might be electronic, but I figured out, I'm pretty sure it's just a speedometer, and I'm just stupid. Anyway, I thought that was an electronic locker. It wasn't. But when I spin this tire, the other tire spins the same way, which tells me it's either got posi or it's locked. So since I have it in the air, I'm just gonna fire it up. Let this idle down. I'm probably gonna grab fourth. There we go. We'll let it idle in fourth. Alright. And as you can see, both tires are spinning forwards. So that tells me that it's not unlocked, so it's either posi, or I'm gonna guess it's posi, or somebody welded it, or it's got a lock differential. Also, I'm looking at this tire over here. Camera doesn't show it. Hold on. Camera doesn't show it. That wobbling you see in the tire is real. That's not a lie. You can't tell because the whole frame's shaking. But the whole tire is unbalanced like crazy. It's going sideways and crooked in a million different ways. But it's also a drag slick, so I don't know. The outside's not bad. The outside's really not bad. It's the inside. It's just a drag slick. There. Don't do this, by the way. Don't just put it in the neutral, but it works fine. Anyway. Yeah. It's a little bit of a drag slick out here. And, over here, it's still got tread, so. That tells me, these were on the front, so that tells me we've got ball joints going bad, which I already knew. So, I need to get those ordered. These aren't too far off from being drag slicks either. And it's doing the same thing where it's kind of bald here, not so much here. So, I'll get that fixed. I got a leveling kit going to be coming here soon. I'm going to get a 2-inch leveling kit. And because this was a plow truck, it had the heavy-duty front suspension. It has the solid axle. I'm pretty sure the 250s in 2000 didn't have a solid... Whoa, come on, camera. Didn't have a solid axle. They had the split axle thing that old Red has. And it sucks. But this has a, let me shut off the truck. This has a solid axle. Yes, it has a Cummins lanyard, 12 valve coming soon. It has a solid axle the whole way across because it was a plow truck, so it had the plow snow package, so everything's just good and heavy duty, even though it's a 5.4, which is weird because it's not as lazy as I thought it would be for a 5.4. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I'm getting dual stabilizers for 35s once I get them. It's just gonna be 315s. 315/75s, and I'll run them on the stock rim. Some people say you can't do it, but we'll find out one way or another. Yeah, I need to. This ball joint's not so bad. The top one's worser. This one's really bad, and that top one is pretty rough too. So this side's the main problem. That side's gonna get them anyway. Just so I can say they were done at the same time. I'm gonna get it realigned after the 2-inch leveling kit. Oh, what was I talking about? The springs. This thing had a plow hanging off the front of it its whole life. So, say you got, I don't know how much the plow weighs, probably 400 or 500 pound-ish, hanging off the front like here. That's gonna put a lot of stress on these front leaf springs. So, they're not shot, but they're below the right way of bending. Like they're below flat, pushing down on it. So whatever the new springs are 2.5 above stock. So it's probably actually going to give me like 3 inches, maybe 3.5 inches of lift in the front because it sags so much from having a plow hang off the front of it for at least 10 years. I don't know what it was before that. So yeah, I thought I'd had to run it in 4-wheel drive to, I just unlocked the front disc. I thought I had to run it in 4-wheel drive to have a lock differential if it was electronic, but that's not the case. I think it's just, it runs fine in 2-wheel drive like that. So it's either posi, which is what I'm betting on, or it's got a locker in it, which would be really cool. Need to figure out what size these bags are. I'm going to order a new set. Probably not going to do a lot of towing with it, but if I'm putting a leveling kit in the front, one of my dad's biggest pet peeves is people with leveling kits. He hates leveling kits with a hate. I don't know. He says that the lights shine into his mirror, and I said, yeah, well, they're adjustable, but nobody wants to adjust them. So I'll adjust them to make sure he's happy. And I got bags, so his other thing is, what's the point of getting a truck, putting a trailer on it, and then it squats when you put a load on it because you lifted the front, so it now doesn't have the rake that it came with stock, which I get, but I got bags, so it's not going to squat very much. So I don't care to put a leveling kit on. I've already got that covered. I need to get a 08 plus style rear bumper is what I want to do, and then I just need to find a long bed. Maybe I find another flatbed for 800 bucks, but I doubt it. I'm just trying to get a long bed. Then the plan is I'm going to strip the paint down here, strip the paint down on whatever the bed is. I need to get a new door because it's rusted out. So the plan is to get a whole different door. We can't get it open right now because that stupid thing. I know how to open it, but I don't feel like pulling this off yet. This whole plastic. It's the top that's sticking. Rear's unlocked. I mean bottom. So yeah. Oh, I'm wearing shorts and a long sleeve, and it's really hot outside. What else do I have planned? That's like the basics. It's gonna get heavy-duty rear axles from like the Super Duties, and then while I'm in the front, it's most likely actually gonna get a 05 front conversion front axle with the coil springs, so it rides a little better with the 12 valve. And then I'll be able to put airbags in there as well, because why not? Maybe help with ride a little bit. Plan is to be able to haul a trailer pretty often. Once it gets to 12 valve, it'll be the hauler. But I need to get a 12 valve, and I'm going to ditch this 5-speed that's in here, because first of all, they don't take the power that they need to. Yes, that's a bag of Doritos. They don't take the power that's going to be squeezed through it with the 12 valve. Oh, crap. And yeah, just a 5-speed's not going to cut it. So I'm going to get a 6-speed out of either a Duramax, which is the same transmission that they put in the 6.0s and 7.3s and some 6.4s. It's the same manual. So I'm going to keep it a manual, but it's going to get a 6-speed. And the only reason for that is they hold a little bit more power. Their case is a lot stiffer. Oh, I forgot I had a Pop-Tart there. What else was I going to say? I might swap the dash out eventually with a newer style from like a 08 Plus. I really like them interiors. Yes, there's trash there. I have brothers. That's what they do. Mom won't let me store my bat bag upstairs, so I just threw it in the back seat. I'll grab it whenever I need it. Oh, I'm getting roof lights. I'm getting 08 Plus style mirrors with blue LEDs, side markers. I'm getting smoked out lens, blue LED, or I guess they're white LED, clearance lights on the roof, outside, that way, up top. And really don't know what else. I'm gonna put a picture in here somewhere of the grill and headlight setup I'm going with. It's a 6.0 conversion grill, so it fits the front bumper that comes on these trucks. And I'm getting, well, front bumper and lights that come on these trucks. And I'm gonna get lights with a LED. Yeah, I'll just put the picture in. You'll figure it out. Plan is to go with 315/75s on the stock wheels, because I don't feel like buying wheels. These are 285s. That's a decently big tire. They're not skinny by any means, but they're also not wide. I don't have a reason to go real wide other than 315s just look good. So I'm running 315/75s on the stock rim once I get a pair, whenever that is. It's not like the cleanest truck, but it's a work truck, and it does. And I'm impressed with the 5.4 already, which is really weird that I said that. I would show you, but I'm not going to, so. It runs smoother than my mom's car. She has a 5.4 over there. It runs smoother than that car, and it just got a bunch of work done at the dealership. And it's at like 15,000 miles maybe. So, yeah. This thing runs insanely smooth, and it's at 202. I don't know if it's the original motor. I'm guessing it is. I don't know if I can see it from here. I don't think I can. Guess I gotta crawl under again. Up. Where did I see it? Oh, it's way under here. Where did I even see that at? Oh, there. You can see it. I think that's what I'm looking at. Hold on. Yeah, all that corrosion that you see, come on, focus camera. All that corrosion that you see is the block itself. That's a new one for me. I didn't know that happens with blocks. Also, I was looking a little more, and it looks to have a coolant leak out the back of the head on the driver's side. So, it's right. Ow, frick, header's hot. Right there is where it's leaking. Come on, camera, focus. Right in there somewhere. Camera, there you go. So, yeah, it's not going bad. It's not burning it insanely bad. It does smoke a little on startup if I leave it sit for like 5 days or something. Like I hadn't started it in a week, a couple days ago. And I went to fire it up so I could move it from over there over here, because we put the camper in here and moved the truck over here. And anyway, we were doing a bunch of moving stuff because we're moving this place set back there somewhere so I can get parking, and we can just put a car here, 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 the whole way across there. So don't tell Mom, she's not supposed to know that, but that's the idea. It's got a glass pack. I don't know if I said that or not. That's about it. I put this on. I guess it's the vent. But I went to pressure wash one day and saw that vent hanging out, and Dad was like, you should probably put like a baggie and a zip tie on that, so that's what I did. The frame is rusty, but it's not junk yet. That's the biggest hole in the whole thing, and that was an already hole that was in it, frame-wise. That was a hole that was already there, like, from the factory, and it sat up with, like, it filled up, because this whole thing right here between the C-channel frame down in the hair, you can't see. In that area, it can just sit with settlement and rust or salt, so that's what it did, and that's why there's a hole there. That's why there's a hole there, and down in there, and that's why that hole is, come on, focus camera, right there. The rest of them are already there from factory. Actually, I take that back. This is the worst hole in the whole frame, right behind the leaf spring mount. That's the worst part. I don't count the cross members as a frame because they're replaceable. Like, they're a replaceable part off of the frame, so I don't count them as frame. Plan is, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the cross member right here and leave this part in. That way it has some tension built up so the frame doesn't compact. I guess that's crunch. It doesn't come together, is what I'm trying to say, until I get this beam slid into here, because I don't think this is going to clear the rear bumper mount, because the mount's in here somewhere and this is in the way. So this has got to go anyway, but it's also a solid piece of steel and I want to use it for something decent, and I need a cross member, so that is just going to go here. Wires are just kind of hanging everywhere right now. It kind of looks like a mess, but I don't have a bed to put any of them lights or anything into, so it is what it is, and I'm not changing it right now. So when I got it back, the emergency brake was sticking on this side and that side a little. That side wasn't as bad. This side was sticking really bad, so I'm going to go ahead and say it needs new emergency brake shoes and such. I'd like to be able to use it for warming up so I don't have to, like, track the tires every morning if I'm trying to warm it up, but it's also a gas, and warming it up's not the most important thing in the world, I guess. Motor sits, like, really far back. Like, that's where the belt sits, and look how much freaking front end there is left. Like, that's lined up with the alternator. There's that much front end. So the motor is way back in there. Like, I'm standing here. Motor is way back there. So I can only reach, I can't even reach the alternator. Like, I can touch the end of it. That's about all I can touch of the motor. So yeah. But the 5.4 is not as much as a dog as I thought. It squealed the tires in second a few times for me, and that was clutch out all the way, already moving, just rolling into it and it'll go loose. But granted, there's no weight on the rear end. There's no bed there, no bumper. I don't know that it makes all the difference, but it makes enough. It won't come out of the yard. The whole truck will not come out of the yard in two-wheel drive. I literally have to put it in four-wheel drive to just get onto the road right there. Why? Because we got ourselves some drag slicks, and our yard is dirt, stumps, and weeds. So it doesn't have any traction at all. So I kind of have to back it in if I want to be able to get out easily-ish. And that's still not guaranteeing it's going to be easy getting out. I think I've walked through the whole truck like twice now. Anyway, let this down nice and easy. Ish. This jack sucks. So yeah, there's some of the frame just kind of laying around. The other half's over there where it was parked, where I took the running boards off. Looks a lot higher, like the truck just sits, well, it looks like it sits a little higher now. Like this is my view. It sits pretty darn tall. I'm just waiting to get 35s, either 33s, 33, 11 and a half is what a 285, what is it, 75? Yeah, that's what a 285/75 is. It's a 33, 11 and a half basically. So I'm going to a 35, 12 and a half on the stock 7-inch rim. Not recommended. You're supposed to have an 8-inch rim or 8.5 to go to a 12.5 wide tire. But people say they've ran 315s on stock rims and still do it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't feel like getting new wheels unless a pair of like Lariat 2010s come up, rims, stock 2010 rims. They're pretty sweet. Alright, I'm ending the video here because it's already been like a half hour.